Hello.
And welcome
Here.
in. Don't make any noise, good sir. Welcome to the den. Please don't come in. Alright. We are live, everyone. Please. So yeah, just my Q&A. We're talking about kind of the receiver core, Swift and Goff, and reacting to different things. Yeah, let's go. Let me make sure I can hear myself. Oh, that via the... Yep, I can hear myself. Yeah, so... Yeah, welcome to the live. One Pride 40, always Mr. Consistent. Love to see that. Love to see that. Um, yeah, this is just kind of gonna be a little live. I'm gonna plan to do it for like an hour and a half, maybe more. Heard the defense is balling. I did too. But I also heard there's been some good plays by the offense. For example, I heard Tyrell Williams and T.J. Hawkinson made a bunch of good plays, and DeAndre Swift has been explosive. By the sounds of it, so it's not like the defense has been completely shutting down. But I've also heard the defense has been doing really, really good. I heard Jeff Okuda had a really good tip ball. I've just been hearing the defense has been playing good in general. I heard Deshaun Hand got a forced fumble. I heard Romeo got like 2 straight sacks in a row. So I'm liking what I'm hearing. I'm loving to see it. And it's only going to mean that maybe this team can be better. I think it also just shows how much the attitude is. Because I also heard one of our new players, I think his name's Bryce Butler, had to do like ups and downs, and the entire defense went and did the ups and downs of it. So I really like to see that. Now, personally, I'm just loving that like the entire team seems to all have like someone doing well or something. But I'm just excited to see what happens because when teams rejuvenate, you see it in the offseason. You've seen the attitude. We haven't seen this kind of attitude from the Lions, in my opinion, in the last decade. Jim Caldwell era, I didn't feel like we were very energetic. Matt Patricia era, they couldn't even laugh. Schwartz era kind of had some passion, I will admit that. But we weren't great during the Schwartz era. We weren't really necessarily good other than the 10-6 year. So, different with Campbell than the fat guy that was here last year. Yep. That's it, man. So the whole thing is positive. What's the low point this week? I would say right now, from what it sounds like, the low point is I have not heard anything about how Penei has been performing. I don't know if it necessarily means he's not dominating or not doing good. And then Jared Goff apparently had a couple misses and deep passes, but other than that, I honestly think the lowest we can get is an injury. So let's just hope that there's no injury. Other than that, I think we kind of like know what we're gonna have. I got told the Lions are selling me a dream. Hey, sometimes dreams come true. You never know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know that this comment here, this little part here, so the whole thing is going positive. That was never, ever seen during the Patricia era. I remember there being hype for Patricia, but I don't remember the whole thing being like so positive. That little sentence there. Yeah, but also he was. Okay, I don't like to bash other YouTubers, but that wasn't Durgo's Moby was just wrong on that because he completely ignored the fact that Jared Goff had a deep ball to T.J. Hawkinson double coverage, as Taylor Decker talked about. He ignored the fact that he had a deep pass to Tyrell Williams after Jeff Okuda had the batted pass. He has a narrative, and that is that Jared Goff sucks. He watched the bad film of Jared Goff's games and concluded that Jared Goff sucks, and so he can't possibly be wrong. There are people in that comment section that debated him. A guy named Izzy debated him. And he just kept saying, yo, we were wrong. No, Jared Goff sucks. You don't know that. Watch the film. Whatever. I don't really listen to Durgo's movie when that's his opinion. I can listen to someone who doesn't have my opinion and change my mind. I don't ever go and insult people about it. But I don't know. That's just my take on Dermot Mulvey's thing on deep pass. But also he was wrong because I also heard that he completed a deep pass because he looked at one article and concluded that's how Jared Goff has performed. And for whatever reason, Jared Goff needs to be only 2018 ranked number one as a passer. And says Jared Goff can't complete deep ball, even though he's been like number one in the league before, and like 17th and 8th and all that. It just doesn't make any sense. If they were selling a dream, they would hire Salah. No. I way happier we got Dan Campbell than Robert Salah. Dan Campbell was my guy. I wanted him the moment I heard it. We interviewed him. If you watch his time in Miami, you know this guy's a motivator and makes players better. He does whatever it takes to win, just like Brian Flores did in Miami. And also, look how good of a staff that Dan Campbell has set up. Um, let's see what was New York Jets coaching staff. They hired a buddy in Robert Saleh, and let's see, he was. Is it Mike McDaniel that he hired, or was it Matt? Was it the LaFleur? Can't remember. Uh, he also hired Jeff Ulbrich. He hired just a bunch of friends, just like Matt Patricia did. I don't like that he hired just a bunch of friends. Um, Jeff Ulbrich does not deserve the job, in my opinion. He didn't fix Atlanta's defense. LaFleur, the passing game coordinator, how good is Jimmy Garoppolo? Is he fantastic? Is he elite? I would have gone for the run game coordinator. Mike McDaniel at least made the elite part of San Francisco. I don't know. It appears Sewell, McNeil, and Amon-Ra will be week one starters. Yeah, that's what by the sounds of it, yes. But granted, they did have Khalif Raymond competing for that slot, so Amon-Ra is not guaranteed this spot. Personally, I think it's the battle between Amon-Ra, Cephas, and Khalif Raymond. Can you believe how fast they made Divine Madden? LOL. 84. No surprise there, John. Madden doesn't know how to do ratings. But also, Tavai lost the weight, and so I think they're trying to base it off the fact that like, he's supposedly a lot faster. But I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me that made him an 84. Because he ran a 4.83 at his pro day. When he like when he was even before he had 20 pounds, he wasn't that fast. He's at best with this loss weight, maybe a 4.6, like getting high 0.6. So that's a terrible rating by Madden. That's why I don't buy Maddens. The last Madden I bought was Madden 19. Did I read Raymond was seeing snaps at versus Brown? That he was competing for snaps. So right now, Khalif Raymond is only there for competition. So Victor Bolden, Khalif Raymond, and Amon-Ra and Cephas are all battling for the slot position, and maybe two. Rashad Perriman's actually not even guaranteed for number two. The only person who seems to be guaranteed for a spot right now is Tyrell Williams. House Divine 84. Not knowing your players. That's man doesn't know how to do anything. It's why you never ever rely on Madden for how good a player is. But so maybe someone in Madden likes us once that was Loki. maybe. Well, and it wouldn't surprise me. Maybe they they meant to do like Sean Dye Hamilton, or they were thinking like Jamie Collins and gave him the 84 on accident, and just thought, oh wait, Lions linebacker. Oh, Jamie Collins, he's fast. But I don't know. Must be a new hire. maybe. Personally, I'm just also not a Madden person. I used to play that game a lot when I was younger, but then it just kind of burned out for me because it all kind of seemed to just be the same thing: updated roster, new graphics. But I do know it's a bit different actually though now that they added some new controls, so that might be interesting. I can see half of our rookies starting by week 5. I don't think Derek Barnes is going to start, and I don't think Afitu Melifonwu is going to start. But I can see Levi Onwuzurike being the next starter. And the players that I think we're going to see start for real, it's going to be Sewell, McNeil, Monra, and maybe Levi Onzarike. But if Hand stays healthy and is performing like how he has in camp, I would not be surprised if Levi does not get the start. Bold prediction: I think come week 6 to 8 we'll have a top 5 D line. I mean, I I assume he means D line. He could mean O line. I think he means O line because I don't know if we could have a top 5 D line. Yeah, I don't even think that's bold. I feel like that's a very correct prediction. It's a reasonable prediction considering the fact of how good our line it can be. But I don't know. Barnes is going to play early and often. I have not done enough film review on Derek Barnes, but Derek Barnes is going to be competing against Tavai and Sean Dion Hamilton and Jamie Collins. Collins is a guaranteed starter because he's been playing at a high level. Delanie Tavai has been killing it at camp from what I've been hearing. Sean Dion Hamilton has been killing it in coverage drills. Derek Barnes has got to step up. I haven't heard anything about it. All I've heard is that he's been talking to Chris Phelan, but I do like Derek Barnes to an extent. I'm a bit higher than him than some people, but I'm also a bit pessimistic, I think, about him. But I don't know. I just don't think it's pretty rare for a fourth round draft pick to start right away. Prediction: Dunbar gets cut and Jerry Jacobs makes him roster. Steve-O, I love your positivity. We won the more positive Lions fans. But I would be very, very, very surprised if Quinton Dunbar gets cut unless he gets injured. Dunbar was elite in 2019, and he's been good before. Last year was his really only bad year besides for his first year as a corner. I like Jerry Jacobs, but I think he's going to make the team at this rate, from what it sounds like. I think the cornerback core is going to consist of Okudah, Manio, Dunbar, Afitu Nilfawanu, Mike Ford, and Jerry Jacobs. Goal line defense. Oh, okay. So you meant for defense. That is seriously bold. It depends on what your definition of D line is, because it depends if you're including outside linebackers. Because if you're only including guys actually among hands in the dirt, I don't know if I could actually agree with that. Why I love Brockers and I love Levi and I love McNeil and I love Tennessee. That's not exactly going to be a top tier. None of those guys are elite pass rushers yet. And as much as I love Levi, I don't know if he'll get there quite immediately. I do like SDH. Sean Dion Hamilton. Yeah, okay, yeah. I actually really like Sean Dion Hamilton. I like him more than I like Alex and Zalone. But I don't know. It sounds like he's just been killing it at camp. Every time I hear about Sean Dion Hamilton, I'm only hearing good things. I don't know about you. So I'm pretty excited about the guy. Our roster feels low-key loaded. Yeah. Personally, I actually like our roster a lot. Especially for the future. Because other than the receiver position, we're almost set for the future once players start to develop. Other than receiver and safety. Because at receiver, we have some older players, but we also have some young players. There's Amon Ross St. Brown and Cephas. I just really like what we have in our team. Our team is just, I think it's promising, especially if Goff works out. Why I'm a believer in Goff, there's no guarantees in the NFL. But if that works out, our team could be really, really good. And the thing is, our receivers don't even have to be amazing. Let me pull up a little thing here for you. I've shown this time and time again. For the fans who say we don't have an elite passing game. We don't have an elite passing game. When they went 11-5 in Jared Goff's first year, we hit 8 yards per throw, 28 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and nearly 4,000 yards. He didn't even have a 900-yard receiver in Cooper Kupp. Todd Gurley, he was great. Didn't he had Derrick Henry numbers. Who says we cannot beat 2017 Los Angeles Rams? I'm just saying that they couldn't be that good. Don't be surprised if Julian overtakes Flowers. I could see it, maybe. hard part is he's kind of like playing in a rookie year since he didn't really play all that much last year. So I would be kind of surprised if he overtakes him in a way because he's so inexperienced. But I honestly think Julian's going to be a fantastic player. It's all going to come down to coaching and player buy-in. Oh yeah, 100%. I mean that doesn't matter. Rookie head coach or not, players have to buy into you. Coaching still always matters. Look, just because you have talent does not mean you're going to go to the playoffs. Look no further than the Freddie Kitchen Browns or the Hugh Jackson Browns. They had talented teams, yet they always lost because the team did not buy into the Browns and the coaching was awful. And so far, it's looking like the coaching is great with Campbell. Michael Brockers has compared him to early Sean McVay, and they talk about great communicators there. That's a sign of great coaching. Players are doing a lot better than they were last year. So, Bill Belichick said great players won't play good with bad coaching, and I think we have good players, so good coaching makes good players and awesome players. 100%. No worrying about the buy-in at this point, for sure. People are really overhyping up other receiver. I think Jeff Hansen's going to make the roster and contribute. He was working with Goff and Cali before training camp. I actually really like Chad Hansen. I think he might make the team. The thing is, there's also just I actually like our receivers a lot more than other people. Personally, I actually wouldn't mind letting go of Rashad Perriman in a way. Um, I'm not huge on Perriman because of his injury history and inconsistency, but personally, the receivers that I'd like to see, Tyre Williams, I could still kind of want to keep Perriman, Amon-Ra, Cephas, Hanson, Raymond. That isn't my ideal receiver set because Hanson also had a great game versus Indianapolis and some pretty good games with Watson last year. He had some pretty good stats. I showed in my receiver video. He has potential. He has some pretty solid size, and he brings something in like a contested catch form that we don't really have in any of our receivers right now. Julian Okwara is like the fastest rusher behind him. Collins is crazy unless you use a safety for a blitz. Oh yeah, but I actually want to continue on with this receiver thing. Our receivers are not that bad. I even did a video on the stats of why we don't have as bad a team. Here, I'm gonna bring this up real quick. I'm gonna bring this up. Let's go to the Lions thing real quick. If we go to our depth chart, our receivers are Tyrell Williams. So let's give like the guaranteed starters their stats, right? If we go to the guaranteed starters, Tyrell Williams, 651 yards, which is go based off the recent season. But we're not even going to be doing Tyrell Williams' best season. We're based off their latest season. All our best receivers, 505 yards. Then we'll go over to where's Cephas? Where's Cephas? There's Cephas. We'll go over there. 349. Just basing off their recent seasons. DJ Hawkinson, 723. Let's see how many yards this amounts to, everyone. Let's see how many yards this amounts to. Let's go to Amon-Ra. We're going to do his most recent college season. And it's not showing up. Of course it's not. I believe it was 473. Let me look it up. Amon-Ra St. Brown. It was 478. I was off by a bit. 478. And then if we go to the latest player, then we go to Darren Fells, 312. That gives you 3,027 yards. Just out of those basic receivers right there. Out of their recent season. That's not counting running backs, such as DeAndre Swift, who got there. And then we go ahead. Let's count the running backs. DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. Latest receiving season. Plus 357. 3,384 yards. And I'm about to hype up the heck out of DeAndre Swift, by the way. in a second. 236 yards for Jamal Williams. 236. That is 3,620 yards based off every single receiving weapon that Jared Goff would have if they're all healthy. If they had an exact repeat season of their recent season. 3,620. That's some good numbers. That's not even counting the fact you still have Khalif Raymond, Chad Hansen, some other Dinkin Dunkers. Yeah, you'll have the fact that players will develop. TJ Hawkinson will develop. That Tyler Williams is going to be healthy. Then Amon-Ra is probably going to be played better than 478 yards if he's starting in a slot. That sort of type of thing. Just that alone, that's a solid season. That isn't terrible. That's just their recent seasons. And that was a down year for guys like Tyler Williams. And look, what was the stats for 2017? He barely would have less yards in his 2017 year. We had 3,804 yards. And how about receiving touchdowns? Let's go to receiving touchdowns for the Lions. What's their most recent touchdown numbers? All our receivers. So we already got, 3,620 yards receiving. Tyler Williams, 6. Okay, there's a nice little 6 right there. Slap that right on. We got Rashad Perriman. He had 3. We go to TJ Hawkinson with his 7, I believe. 6. It was 6, not 7. And then you go to Quintez Cephas with his 2. Then you go to Darren Fells with his 4. And then Amon-Ra's college stats. I believe he had, 7 touchdowns? Yep, I was right. 7 touchdowns. And then let's go at it. Let's go at it in the running backs, just like last time. Let's go at them in. Swift had 2 touchdowns, plus 2. Williams has 1. So in total, 31 touchdowns. 31 touchdowns. Based off recent seasons. So if Jared Goff and any of our players that have all played like their most recent season, Jared Goff had 3,602 yards and 31 passing touchdowns. That is not a bad receiver core. That's actually a pretty dang good season. Doesn't even count in development from these players. I'm not saying that we're like, this is going to be an elite core or like an elite receiver team, but this is a dang good team. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like what Luke says all the time right here. By the way, love to see you in this stream, bro. Why? How did we get worse? Nobody knows this team. So why is the media, like he says, pushing names about how bad our team is? It just doesn't make any sense. It's not factual. It's not true. And especially because people act like we have like Robert Foster as our number 1 receiver or Stephen Hill. Like, it's crazy. Collins and Flowers went last year long. Good example of a receiver coming out of nowhere is Tyreek Hill. He was a running back receiver in college. Was his 5th round draft pick. Nobody expects him to become what he did. It happens all the time. Exactly. It's true. Could come out of nowhere. But you also just don't guarantee. I mean, you don't normally like hype up a 5th round receiver to be elite and guarantee it. But great catcher today. Oh, Luke 40 CDO join. What up, Dodger Detroit? Oh yeah. Holy crap, I had 12 viewers. Holy crap. Welcome everyone. I didn't even realize I was just out here ranting. And I just crapped up the viewer count. Thanks, guys. What up to Dr. Detroit? Yeah, welcome, Dr. Detroit. Is that... Oh, I got David Gibson. Our defense will be a lot better, and we were horrible last year. Yet we won 5 games. We are better now, and our D line was a huge problem. No pressure. True, true. I don't know if our defense will be elite, but I think it's going to be massively improved. Like, not just because it's going to be insane immediately. Like, I don't think we're gonna have like a worst at first, but I think we could honestly become like a mid ranked team at defense. With how improved our pass rushes, how improved our secondary is, with how improved our linebacker, how improved our coaching, how much improved our offense is going to be. I think it's going to lead to a lot better plays. Yeah, Luke, you crazy, JK. 22 touchdowns to 28. I agree. I actually think Jared Goff will probably have a very similar season to what was his first year? 2017. I think it's going to be a very similar year to his 2017 season. I don't think it's going to be anywhere insane. I don't think it's going to be like his 2018 levels of good, but I could see a really good year coming from Jared Goff. I mean, he's just proven he can play at a high level. I don't see why you can't think you can play at a high level. And especially the weapons he's gotten when they've obviously have enough production for him to have a great season. I mean, 3,602 yards and 31 touchdowns. That's a dang good year. That's a great year for Goff. So like, it's not like we have no talent and all that. It's just weird. Yeah, dark. Yeah, we we are improving. Like there's nothing to say. There is nothing to base off the fact that we are going to suck or be elite. That's why I always say we're going to be a 7 to 8 win team. I don't say playoffs, but I don't say we're going to be worse than last year. No one knows this team, but there's also reason for hype for this team. There's also reason against our team. There's arguments for both, and right now I'm more on the side of hype. I'm not a hopium. I wish I could be as positive as guys like Dion and my man here. I wish I could be as elite as these guys, but like I like this team better than a lot of people. Wait, were you? Oh, the Jamal Williams. Yeah, that was just. Wait, did y'all talk about that? Oh, okay. I actually missed this. Okay. Oh, go line. Who? Oh, what up, though? What up, man? I just realized I'm missing a bunch of people I didn't say hello to. Yeah, there we go. I was called crazy for Goff saying we have 13. Just based off of this, he's done it though before. Luke, that's hilarious. I can't believe someone said that. Goff's done it. He's had 32, and he would have had more had he had more red zone attempts. After speaking in Rams house about it, I mean, oh my god, that's ridiculous, man. I don't get it. Let's see. We can win 5 and still be better too, dude. Very true. That is honestly very true. I actually think a good example of this is the New York Giants of this last year. I think they were, what was it, 6-10? Does anyone remember what record the New York Giants were? Actually, I can just look this up. The Giants were. The Giants were 6-10. I was correct. The Giants were 6-10. It wasn't an elite team. That wasn't great, but they were much better than their record showed. They were competitive in every game. I actually used them as my my expectations for Dan Campbell video. If you guys remember that, they were a team that, despite they were better than their record. The whole saying of your record is what you are is it's ridiculous and stupid because there's situations that are just not true. That's just not true. This gets me all hyped up, but then I catch Risden saying the receiver only have 1 or 2 good games. Don't listen to the negative people. Listen, you're only think of it like this. Think of it like doing exercise or something. It's really hard to do something that you change in your life, like exercising, when
everyone's kind of bringing you down, but you choose to keep hanging out with those people who make fun of you for exercising all the time. So instead, you should hang out with people who encourage you to exercise. Maybe exercise with you, just like how the Detroit Lions team decided to do the ups and downs of that new player we added because he missed time. That's impressive. Get people that lift you up instead of watching these people who are just being infatual. Okay, I say this. Brashad Perriman has had 3 good games every year. He'll have at least 2 good games a year. Then Tyra Williams always at least has 4. Amon Ra is insane. I loved his film. I love his highlights. Quintus Cephas has had at least 2 good games this year too. It's not impossible. And the Rams will take a sharp decline. I don't know. I think so with this. I've talked about the Rams so much with Rams health. I've had them 4 times. So who knows? They could. I do have the regulars here today. I'm actually having a really good life. I already got 14 viewers. So, by the way, I just want to say thank you guys all for coming on this. This is fantastic. I love that there's 14 viewers. Love talking to you guys. But yeah, I don't know, just fun. They're saying 3 wins and it's just lazy writing. They ranked our O-line 29th. Our O-line will be top 10. It was last year. Our O-line was ranked 13th last year. And somehow it's going to get worse when our right tackle was a swing tackle and a 5th round draft pick who allowed 5 sacks on only 100 less snaps than Big V. And Big V was switching in at right tackle too and was our right guard. Will we have an 1,000-yard receiver? I don't think so. I think only 2, maybe T.J. Hawkinson. I could see T.J. Hawkinson get 1,000 yards, but he's the tight end, not a receiver. But if there was a receiver who I said could get 1,000, it would probably be Tyrant Williams, considering the fact he's done it, but he hasn't done it since 2016. So it's unlikely, but we don't need one. It's like I said with the Rams in 2017. We don't need one. We just need Goff to play well. We need a good run game going. We might have to. Maybe. Great example. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Droid. Wait, I meant rushers. We won't have any. Oh, you meant rushers? I think DeAndre Swift will get 1,000 yards. I think that it's DeAndre Swift will have 1,000 yards. Okay, I'm about to hype up DeAndre Swift real quick. I'm gonna hype up DeAndre Swift real quick. Let me go to the man, the myth, the legend, the best running back since Barry Sanders. That's what I'm gonna say. Let's go to DeAndre Swift. So, DeAndre Swift, 13 games played, where he had 114 attempts, 521 yards, 4.6 yards per carry, 8 receiving touchdowns, and he had 357 receiving yards, 7.8 yards per catch, and 2 touchdowns on 46 receptions. Let's tally up the yards real quick and the touchdowns. Right? I believe it's 878, but let me make sure on the calculator because I'm a lazy person. 357. It is 878. I was right. And 10 touchdowns. So, he did that. 878 yards and 10 total touchdowns with 8 rushing touchdowns. So he did that in 13 games. But here's the best part. Does anybody know that DeAndre Swift didn't start till Washington? He wasn't announced to start till he faced the Washington football team. Despite the fact that we clearly see Vincent Jacksonville, who was our first 100-yard rusher in a long time. And so then he gets named starter versus Washington. Barely gets used versus Green Bay. Goes against Tennessee, Tampa, Minnesota. Has some good games. So in total, he was only a starter for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of his 13 games, yet he had those stats. Imagine what he can do when his right tackle isn't a swing tackle, when his right guard is healthy, when he might actually, have a dominant right tackle. And he's got O-line with the almighty Hank Fraley, with an improved and focused coach that actually is going to run the football well, who's done a fantastic job with his running backs. Sensingland did a great job with Austin Eckler, Sean McCoy, Melvin Gordon. How good has Melvin Gordon been since he left Denver? I mean, since he left LA, sorry. He was nowhere near as good. So I think he's going to kill it next year. I think he's going to be a top 10 running back next year. I think Hawkinson goes for 1,000 yards a season. Looks like he's in great shape coming into camp. He's Hawkinson, man. Hawk will feast. Were they downplaying the Rams? No, they were not. LA was actually popular because they're the Rams and not the Lions. Tyra Hawk will get 1,000 yards. Okay. Hawk wants that superstar money, folks. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, he's got to earn it first, though. Detroit money is the ultimate motivation. Why are people down on Cephas? I think he surprises this year. Not a leader or anything, but serviceable. I've actually done a video on Cephas. I don't know if you've seen it yet, Dr. Detroit, but I'm actually really huge on Quintus Cephas. I like him as much as I like him more. I wouldn't mind Quintus Cephas being our number 2 receiver. In fact, my ideal receiver set is wide receiver 1, Tyrell. Number 2, Cephas. Slot, Amon-Ra. 4, Perriman. And 5, Hanson. I know, but I hope we don't outgrow the team. But no Slovis. Dude, don't get keyed on Slovis. Unless he, improves a lot. When we had that Amon-Ra Brown St. Brown film, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's so trash. We don't need a 1,000 receiver. We need a 1,500 plus running game. And we'll do that. We'll do that, Luke. When you got Swift out here putting up those numbers in 13 games and only he starters in week 9, and now you got Jamal Williams added it with an improved O-line with a guy like Sewell and Big V. Big V, the one thing everyone can at least agrees on is that he's at least a good run blocker. We're gonna kill it. We need Goff and Swift if we want a fast build. True, Luke. I think it's tempting too because you control the tempo. The offense is similar to the Saints. I think so. If Perriman is catching issues, why isn't he working out to practice with Raw and the Jugs machine? It makes me think he's not buying a team. Won't make team. I don't know. Maybe he has to prove it. Average for 1,000 yards in 17 game season is 59 yards. I'm predicting Swift gets a 1,000 yard season. So what do you think of Akers' injury? I'm actually really sad for it that it happened. Cam Akers was a guy who I really liked in the draft process. But at the end of the day, he's not my running back, so I think only Rams House will have to suffer for that one. So rest in peace to Rams House. But technically, if the Rams lose because they don't have a good run game, I at least get the benefit of knowing, hey, better draft pick for us. That's really nice. Swift a bootleg Kamara. Who knows? That's pretty bold of you. It's pretty bold of you. All right. I think I'm all cut up with the comments now. Did I miss any? No. Okay. No. There we go. We got more. Swift equal Kamara. Williams equal Ingram. Okay. I like it. I'm happy for Akers to go down. Stafford next. Let's get those number 1 picks. I'm not a man who normally encourages injury, but let's just say I wouldn't be too disappointed if it happened. So I'm not encouraging it, but I wouldn't be disappointed if it happened. The only reason I'd be disappointed is that Stafford is finally on a team that isn't the Lions. It kind of sucks if he didn't do good, considering the fact everyone would say if he wasn't in the Lions, he'd do great. But he might get screwed over by another terrible organization. So that's a rip. But I actually want to continue this Perriman thing right here real quick. Oh, come on. Stafford's tougher than that, man. Man slays a broken back. He's just going to be, it's just large injury report. The man's going to snap in half and he's still going to play or something. I don't know. If Perriman, so I actually want to talk about Perriman. I don't know. He's had deep ball success, but if he's not putting in the work, Amon-Ra St. Brown has been catching 200 plus passes a day after practice. He's putting in the work to get better. I don't see that with Rashad Perriman. Goff equal Breeze, maybe for some. I don't know if I'd compare Goff to one of the best quarterbacks in the modern era, but I think Goff is going to be insane. I really, really like Goff compared to most people. The more I look into him, the more I buy into him. And honestly, the less I buy into Stafford, the more I look into Goff. But I know.
Yeah. So by the way, I'm gonna be gone uh on I think Monday to wait no. I'm gonna be gone for 3 days next week. And during that time I'm gonna be working on some videos. Is there any videos that you guys want me to work on during that time, by the way? Because I was not able to do content this last week because of my vacation place. I literally did not have internet. It took an entire day for my receiver video to upload. I'm not even joking. Like 24 hours. So, who do I compare DeAndre Swift to? I actually compare DeAndre Swift to Josh Jacobs, but I think he's a bit faster than Josh Jacobs. Um, don't know when you'll be back again. I'll be back. I think I'll be back on Thursday. Hold up. Let's see. I'm gone. I think I leave Tuesday and I come back Friday. I think that's when it happens. It's either Monday or Tuesday. I'll keep you guys posted on that. So just like Reggie Bush to you. I will say I could see that. I could see that. But the reason I compare him to Josh Jacobs is this. Um Josh Jacobs. Would show up how does that show up on here? Okay. Josh Jacobs is 5'10", 220 pounds. If we compare that to DeAndre Swift, he is 5'9", 212 pounds. So they're both smaller backs with some weight on them. And with that, you have someone, especially because they're both similar. Josh Jacobs, I think, had like the most missed tackles that 1 year. Josh Jacobs, most missed tackles. Yeah, it was 2019. He had the more missed tackles. No running back had more missed tackles than Josh Jacobs since 2019. And Swift also has power in his game. That was shown with Jacksonville. I just think that, when you got that, when you got all players when a guy like Swift who kind of does everything now, but I don't know. Did you do one on our opponents? Did I do what on our opponents? Reggie Bush was good for us for that 1 year. Reggie Bush. I didn't know Reggie Bush was 6 foot. He always looks so small. Reggie Bush had a 1,000-yard season, I think. Was it 2014? Yes. No, 2013. 2013, he had 1,006 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, and 4 touchdowns. He did not get touchdowns. Holy frick. Did he at least get receiving touchdowns? Yeah, he was a good receiver. Reggie Bush was good for us that 1 year. Do a video on DB Deb. It's alright, driving. You're good. Don't crash, C. Perry. Don't crash, man. You're a classic. Josh Allen. Swift doesn't run as swaggy as Bush did. Yeah, that's a video on our opponents. Oh, I already did a video on the first 4 weeks. This good man here asked me to do that, and I did that a while ago. I'll be doing a more in depth video on our opponents after the preseason, when the preseason's like nearly done, because by then you're going to kind of figure who's going to be in the 53-man roster and who's going to be who and who's going to start at what position. For example, there's competition for positions just for Lions. Let's see schedule here. For example, I don't know what if Justin Fields somehow becomes a starter week 1. What if Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt like he always does? Aaron Rodgers, when I first made my schedule video, I didn't put him in the team because he said he was making it look like he wasn't going to play. What if Jalen Hurts has been benched for Joe Flacco? What if Stafford or whatever? I have to wait and see who wins what competition. Denver. What if Teddy Bridgewater wins a job, for example? I'm gonna wait a bit before I do that. He was meh. Yeah, yeah, used. Art that O line sucked. Oh, the O line always sucked. Today's NFL Live back together Saturday. Reviewed the Detroit Lions pick. Picked the Lions as a shocker surprise team. Goff went to the Super Bowl with a good line. Says the Lions better. Who's that? Who's today's NFL Live? Is that a YouTuber? I actually think they could, but back together Sunday. I don't think we could go to the Super Bowl, but I think we can be a shocker. Eagles fans think they beating us. Okay. I'm gonna go rail in the Philadelphia Eagles real quick, or go like just roast the heck out of them. Let's look at the Philadelphia Eagles and their depth chart. Depth, sorry. Okay, their offense. It's pretty solid with Devontae Smith and Miles Sanders. Maybe. Okay, first off, people call us an unproven team, but any Eagles fan that says they're going to beat us, they're even less proven. Jalen Hurts is like a 3-game stretch of being good. Miles Sanders is great. He's an underrated player. Devontae Smith is a rookie. He hasn't even had a snap yet. Jalen Rager was a bust last year. Greg Ward is a quarterback turned receiver. Hightower, why I'm a huge Boise fan. Hadn't done much. Travis Fulgham, 3 good games. Goddard, I do like, but he's not elite. They were aligned, sucked last year. Let's see how it changes. Lane Johnson's even gotten a bit older. Is he going to be the same after coming back from injury? I don't know. Their defense just was disastrous last year. Do they think Eric Wilson's going to solve all their problems? Darius Slay was one of the worst corners in football last year. This team isn't just going to suddenly be good. I don't think the Eagles are a better team than us. I think we got a better outside linebacker core. I think we got ourselves a better front seven just in general. I think we got ourselves a better quarterback core. I think they got the safeties. I think we got the better quarterback. I think we got the better receivers. I think we got the better tight end. I think we got the better O line. So what is it exactly that the Eagles think that they can beat us? Hope Fields busts. I kind of hope so too. Only reason for that is he's a Bears quarterback, and also because it would make me. I kind of said Fields would be a bust, so it kind of hurt my reputation. Which nickname do you prefer, Bustin Fields or Justin Fields? I like Bustin Fields because Justin Fields makes it sound like Justin. It's someone else's fault, so I'm going Bustin's fault. That's a good one. Day one pride. That the fan man. He's competing for your nickname like this here. I mean, that's kind of when Pride 40 thing, too. I mean, I think what was a reach around Raiders, and you had some other nickname for another player. I don't remember what it was. I don't think they said Super Bowl, just that Goff and the Lions weren't going to suck. Huh. Interesting. Either way. Like, I don't know. I don't see how Philly is better. How could Philly possibly be better? I don't I don't get that. That's a terrible take. That 140. Who are y'all debating? Okay, out of our schedule, at first glance, this isn't like an in-depth thing. Guaranteed wins for me: Cincinnati, Philly, Atlanta. I do not think Philly stands a chance. I do not think Cincinnati stands a chance. Neither team has no line versus a front seven. That's going to be much scarier this next season. The fact that we're going to have a much better defense in general and a much better offense in general. It would not make any sense for the Philadelphia Eagles to beat us. And it would not be, and you cannot say, "Oh, but they're the Lions." Yes, and they're the Eagles. This isn't. We are different teams. The Lions are not the same team they were before. It does not make any sense, and it just bothers me that people do that. Jalen Hurts is the type of QB we get killed by. I actually disagree. Jalen Hurts is the type of QB we've destroyed recently. Look no further than Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's last 2 years of stats versus us. Perfect. He's a perfect example that our defense actually seems to do a good job. Detroit, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. 2019 versus us. He went to overtime against us. He just doesn't seem to do well. He went to overtime and lost. And not even to mention the fact that he had 5.7 yards per throw versus us and a 53.7% completion percentage. If anyone remembers, he had to have a second half comeback to win that game. So I actually think Romeo's going to just be alone. When you got an already good outside linebacker who matched up with pressures with guys like J.J. Watt when he was an outside linebacker in New England, you have the double team take up guy only McNeil, and excuse me, and you have Michael Brockers, and you have Juan Agor rotating in, and you have Levi Onwuzurike, and you have Deshaun Hand. That leaves a lot of room for Romeo to work with. But even if he does get double teamed, that leaves a whole other room. You stop. I mean, you double team Romeo, you leave Trey right there to go get him. You double team. Or if Trey can't get past him, then you got Levi Onwuzurike or Hand. They put Soy Hurts. He's not doing anything. McNeil commission. Exactly. There's so much. McNeil takes up double teams. McNeil was double teamed almost every single play at NC State last season. And the fact this guy's like, he's a speed demon. This guy played baseball at one point. He's just a fantastic player. And man, you know what? I think I actually got some of Lee McNeil film ready. Here, let me find it. Film. Yeah, I do. Okay. I got a Lee McNeil film ready. If you guys want to watch a Lee McNeil, because I was watching a bit of it the other day. He is fantastic for a nose tackle. He's explosive. I mean, he's just insane. Um, Let me pull up the stat for this game real quick. So this is his game versus Wake Forest. No, there's a better game. Was it Duke? Okay, let's do Duke. Duke's a smaller time thing, anyways. If we go to Lee McNeil, don't do it. So that okay, don't do it. So that was because it was the NFL. I've also done film reviews on college a bunch of times. Remember when I did Levi Onwuzurike? I did Almenara. I think that was because of the NFL. Well, you are probably right. I think it'll have to do with video. I don't know. I think I might just credit the person who did it. Because the thing is, the person who's doing it, I've done videos on him. I've used his stuff before and to get copyrighted. I guess you're right. I'm not gonna risk it. Either way, and Lee McNeil is just insane. I mean, when you're as fast enough to be a baseball player at his size, you have his stats. Like seriously, go watch his game versus Duke. Go watch his official night beer video. Watch him versus Wake Forest. And Lee McNeil's a scary guy. I mean, you do not want to mess with a guy like Aleem. I mean, he had 77 tackles, 17.5 of them went for loss, 10 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 5 passive defense, and even scored a touchdown. Like, I'm sorry. That's insane for a career tackle number for nose tackle. And not to mention the fact he took up those double teams. And he played for NC State nonetheless. That's impressive. He looks really good potentially. Oh, yeah. We sweeping the Care Bears. For sure. Like, I don't even get it, man. Detroit Lions. Okay. So, there's a player I'm about to hype up real quick. If I can find him. Not a player, but a system I'm about to hype up real quick. About an addition that the Lions added. There it is. This guy right here. This was a legendary addition. Michael, I know, Care Bears. Michael Brockers. This was, in my opinion, maybe perhaps Brad Holmes' best all season addition that wasn't Jared Goff. You wanna know why? Michael Brockers. He's an elite run stuffer. What has been the number one issue that always killed us during the Matt Patricia era? Running backs. We always had terrible run defense. We've had good games or we've had good pass defense. An example is the Kyler Murray game. We've had guys like Justin Coleman pop off. We've had those kind of things. But we always struggled because we couldn't figure out how to stop the run. Brockers does. This guy had 63 tackles just last year. This guy sets edge. Aaron Donald himself said he when he didn't know if it was run or pass play, he could just rely on it. He could do a pass rush move because he knew Michael Brockers could go in and stop the run. That's gonna help. When you know you can stop the run and you have players you can rely on to stop the run, then you do so much better against the pass. Teams have to rely on run, especially in an era in the league that relies so much on running. It's just this is such a good addition. Yes, he won't get the sack numbers. He's only had 2 seasons of 5 sacks. But he does exactly what we need him to do. He takes up double teams. He's a run stuffer, and he's someone you can't leave alone because then he'll get a sack too. That's what I love so much about this team. We got so much better, in my opinion, at everything but quarterback and receiver, apparently. I don't even think we're that bad at receiver or quarterback. I think people are just like, well, it's not Kenny Galladay, Marvin Jones, and so it's not going to be good for us. We had the receivers, and we didn't go anywhere. Now we got everything else but the receivers, but we still got good receivers. I am so excited to see how this team produces because I think I could be wrong. I think they could maybe be worse than 7. They can be better than my initial prediction record of 7 or 8. This is a team that just has so much potential. Do they have the bad? Yeah, we have a couple bad pieces. No team is going to be perfect, especially a team that just got a new head coach out of nowhere. Is this a team that can do exactly what One Pride 40 is talking about and sweep the Care Bears? The Chicago Care Bears? Yes, 100%. We have weaknesses like Big V. Do we have weaknesses like potentially Jelani Tavai and Alex A. and Barnes and Diane Hamilton? Do we have a potential weakness in, per se, maybe Jeff Okuda, Will Ayers? Maybe. But this team has so much potential. It's exciting. When was the last time anyone remembers being this excited about in the first year of a head coach for a player? For any of our coaches. I even remember when Matt Patricia was hired, and everyone thought we were going to have like Bill Belichick 2.0. I don't remember being as excited and positive and uplifted as we were with Campbell, especially not the players. That is exciting and good stuff, and I love to hear about that. That is a good. That is a good addition. All right, Branton is done. Now you guys can continue ask questions and all that. I just had so many thoughts in my mind right now. Yeah, I think that. Yeah. Um. Yeah. If we saw the fact, yeah. I don't know, man. But Matt Patricia, man, he was just. It's amazing to me that we didn't go 0-16. Yeah. With him sometimes, considering the fact of how bad he was. Like I don't get it. He didn't listen to analytics. He didn't listen to his fellow coaches. He didn't listen to players. Like, it's amazing to me that that team functioned at all and was able to get wins. Like, Doug Marone should have been fired the moment we blew him out, honestly. But, all right. Well, when I get to the sixth, in about a minute or two, I'm gonna end the stream. I gotta go and all that jazz. I do really love you guys. This has just been such a fantastic experience. I love that I had 15 viewers at one point. I promise I'll get stuff done. Videos that I'm planning. I'll actually tell you the videos I am planning to do right now, just so you guys have something to look forward to. I'm going to be working on when I'm gone. Um, let's see, football. There it is. I'm going to be doing why Tracy Walker will have an even better year in 2019. I think Jonah Jackson is one of the most underrated guards in the NFL. I'm doing a versus series of Mike Ford versus Court Elder versus AJ Parker, and I'm going to do a team Marlone. What can you bring? What's more important? O-line versus receiver. Those are going to kind of review videos I'm going to be talking about. And I don't know, maybe by the time I'm back, I'll maybe even talk about the preseason. Maybe get another roster man prediction. Maybe get some stat predictions again once we get some more stuff figured out. I'm really excited to see what we can do. But, all right, well, that's the end of the stream. I love you guys. We killed it. We got 12 viewers. I think we got 9 likes in the building. By the way, I was also thinking, I think I am like 4 viewers away from 200 subs. I'm literally I'm 196 subs. What do you guys want to do to celebrate getting 200 subs? I can maybe bring someone on if I can. I can see if I can try playing a game on here, and you guys can watch me play it. I can react to funny videos you guys send me on a live. There's a bunch of things I can do to celebrate getting 200 because that's gonna be a big accomplishment for me. But yeah, like whatever you guys suggest I should do, if we can get to 200, I'll do it. Y'all are amazing. I'm climbing the boards fast. All right, see you guys. We are one pride, and have yourself a good rest of the time, I guess. Bye.